Hi and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global Podcast. We're coming to you from ITSM 15 in London. I'm Kirsty McGowan. I'm here with my co-host Simone Moore.
Hi.
And we're talking to Andy White from Cherwell.
Nice to be here. Thanks very much.
So, codeless environments. I mean, we keep hearing, this whole thing, coded versus codeless. Can you explain what we're trying to what are we talking about?
The myths and
confusing.
realities. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, how can you have an environment that's hasn't been coded? That just doesn't come.
Well, I think it's actually, it is very important.
Yep.
And I think it's actually having a big resurgence because organisations we're talking to have realised actually what's important to them is the end result.
Yes.
And actually they want to make sure that the investment that they put into their configurations and their integrations and their workflows to get the results, they don't want to lose that investment. So when things change or things get added or platforms are upgraded, they want to make sure that they keep all of that investment intact. So what codeless actually allows us to deliver is the ability to build those integrations or those workflows in a graphical or form-based environment. So there's no Java or whatever code set that you may be familiar with. So in the first instance, you will look at the marketplace, for example, and look at the technologies available, and you may say, well, everybody's codeless, because actually everybody has form designers and drag and drop Visio-esque kind of process flows. But actually you need to drill a little bit deeper to actually get to the true facts behind codeless. Yes, you can have these graphical interfaces, but in many cases, some organisations, some vendors have to put code into those graphical elements. Right. So there's still some degree of coding. We don't do that. The more important one actually is what I call kind of a proxy between, let's say for example you're building a new workflow.
Yep.
And you can build that new workflow graphically and put a cab in place and make those appropriate changes. Pretty much everybody can do that. The issue comes when you upgrade from version X to version Y, that work that you've done, in many cases, not Cherwell, breaks.
Yes.
So therefore you're trapped into this paradigm of being trapped into a version. You may be able to upgrade elements of it, but not the bit that you've actually changed. And it's very painful. So I think the value of codeless is really coming about that allows organisations to focus on what's the outcome that they want and not be trapped into upgrade issues, not losing the investment that they've made in their configuration or their integrations. And that's actually releasing an awful lot of brain power into improving the business rather than writing code.
Exactly.
Has it also come about because, being process re-engineering, which, in terms of workflowing and stuff I love, because it's the most beautiful piece of artwork when it's right.
Right.
But with this version upgrade, sometimes I've found in the past you're forced to actually change your process in order to meet the new version, to make it fit. So is that one of the reasons that codeless has developed?
It is. So it's quicker to build. It enables you to upgrade and keep the process intact so that you don't regress, I think is the word. The other interesting thing that's really accelerating is, I go to organisations, customers, and partners actually that are building applets, if you like, to do a particular process, HR onboarding or a complaints management or risk and compliance. And if you've got that module that performs a certain function, it's difficult in other platforms to integrate that into your current environment because you've done so much customization to it. You can't actually use that module, whereas what we've done is unique in the marketplace. We call it mergeable applications. So you can go to our marketplace, you can grab that application and you can merge it into your current configuration, irrespective of what that looks like, and it will seamlessly work. And it will upgrade. So it's actually enabling the organisation to actually get on with the true business value and not be too concerned about I call it IT spaghetti in the background.
Yeah. No, I mean, I came across a situation a year or so ago with a customer I was working with, and it wasn't an ITSM tool, but it was a critical business system, and they'd done so much work on it to make it work the way they wanted that the vendor said, well, actually, no, we can't actually support this anymore. So they got to the stage where they actually had to completely trash all the customizations they'd done and go back to a vanilla version of the system so they could have vendor support.
That amount of rework.
And it was a 2-year project almost to actually be able to do that.
You know, we see this a lot now because there's a lot of legacy out there that's done its job, but the world's just getting faster and faster, and organisations now need more of a platform approach rather than a point solution approach.
Exactly.
So the point solutions worked, but they were hard coded. They connected the various boxes, they built the various workflows. There was a degree of coding involved, and it did the job. But now business is changing and having to be a lot more reactive. Really, the only way to achieve that is true codeless.
Yes.
And that's empowering a lot of organisations. And the byproduct is it's quite scary how much organisations are paying in services fees because they do have changes, and the only way that they can actually facilitate those changes is to bring the vendor experts in to think about how's this, what's that going to break, and so forth. Really, we've got to get out of that paradigm and get into a platform paradigm and a codeless paradigm that allows us to focus on. I kind of see it as the OSI stack. Historically, we dealt with layers 1, 2, 3, 4, and we really didn't have much time for 5, 6, 7. We should be focusing on the 5, 6, 7, 8.
And the ones that actually matter to the end result for the business.
I must admit, from a financial investment perspective, from a company, I mean, they are concerned about IT costs. I try to look at it. I'd rather see how does IT save you money, and I think that's quite a powerful thing, isn't it? Where we can show better value or return on investment.
Well, it's not even how can IT save you money, it's how can IT help you make money.
Well, that's true.
That's the more important question, I think.
I think just dealing with that perception that IT is not really the necessary evil or the money pit anymore, and I think maybe this is that other way of showing.
Strategic part of the business.
All of the intelligence is there, and actually I think it's linked with what is the role of IT going forward, and I think IT is in a great place because they are the broker of all the information, all of the processes, and all of the services. So if they can harness that on a codeless platform, they're actually in a very great position within an organisation.
What kind of excitement then is out there about codeless? Like, what are you seeing?
Well, actually, I probably see more frustration than excitement. I mean, I was with a very large bank last week. And they are on a legacy platform, and they've done really well, but they're having to operate faster, and they can't do it on their current platform. So I suppose the excitement is they see a great opportunity, and it's great when you see customers where they go, we can do that, because they've never been able to do that, and that's just great to see. So I think there's the excitement, the realisation that they're now empowered and they're not trapped in a services paradigm.
Excellent. No, the future is looking very bright. Well, that was a very interesting discussion.
Thanks.
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thank you.